Ohio is offering its residents a shot at winning $1 million along with their COVID vaccine shots. Governor Mike DeWine announced that beginning May 26th, the state will draw one vaccine recipient to win $1 million. This will happen every week for 5 weeks. To qualify, you have to live in Ohio, be 18 or older, and have at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine joins us first on CBS This Morning. Governor, good morning. Thanks for being with us. Why this incentive?
You know, I've been thinking every day, what can we do to increase the number of people who are getting the vaccine? And just decided that this might be something that would kind of persuade some people. You know, my wife Fran and I have been traveling around the state and talking to people who are getting vaccinated. And one of the things that we see is that there are some people who just were holding back, and then their relative talked them into it, their spouse talked them into it, right, or it became available. They didn't have to set up an appointment. So we have people who are never going to get it. We have people, 42% of Ohioans now have already got it. Then we've got what I call the persuadables in the middle. And it's not just getting them to do it. Some of them may eventually do it, but getting people to be vaccinated now, as opposed to a month or 2 months from now, will certainly slow this virus down. And ultimately, this is going to save lives.
Were there numbers you saw that suggested this was the right strategy? Because I know one study shows incentives only increase vaccinations by around 8%, which could make this a very expensive gamble.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way to calculate it. I mean, one study showed that, you know, $100 per person was more significant than 25. And no one has tried this. And we just thought that it was worth to try this, to do it. And, you know, we just know that this virus is still very much out there in Ohio. We've made real good progress. Our cases are coming down. But the variant, as you know, is out there, and it's much more contagious than it's ever been. So in a talk I gave last night to the people of Ohio, I said, we've got really two groups of people. We have 42% of the people who are vaccinated and you know, they're free. They can go do what they want to do. You have the other group of people, though, who are not vaccinated, and the danger to them is even more great in some respects than it has been in the past, because this variant is more contagious.
Well, Governor, you're probably getting an A for creativity, but you're getting an F for, is this the right thing to do? It's our understanding that it's coming from the money is coming from the federal pandemic relief dollars, and you're getting bipartisan criticism on both sides. What do you say to people that say this is not the best use of this money at this particular time?
Well, this is money that we got from the federal government to fight the virus. And there's nothing more potent at this time to fight the virus. The only game in town, really, at this point, is the vaccine. And everybody that we can get vaccinated, it fights the virus better. You know, some people, I talked about this last night when I explained this to the people of the state of Ohio. And I said, I know I'll be criticized. I know that there'll be some people who say, well, that's a waste. What I think is a waste is when we have a vaccine that will save a life and someone still gets the COVID and dies because they have not been vaccinated. That's what the waste is. That is a tragic, tragic waste.
Governor, I want to ask you about something one of your fellow Ohio Republicans said on this broadcast this morning. Congressman Jim Jordan basically said that you cannot disagree with Mr. Trump and lead the Republican Party. We saw House Republicans oust Liz Cheney this week from the leadership. What's your reaction to that? And do you feel you still fit in the Republican Party?
Oh, I very much fit in the Republican Party. You know, this is a party about opportunity. There's one thing that holds us together. It's our desire to create opportunity for every Ohioan, every American, so they can live up to their God-given potential.
Do you think it's the party of Donald Trump? Governor, do you think it's the party of Donald Trump?
I think it's a party of liberty. I think it's a party of freedom. I think it's the party of opportunity.
What do you think then? But you saw Liz Cheney get ousted because she criticized the former president. What was your reaction to that?
You know, I spent 20 years in the United States Congress. I'm not there now. I've got enough to worry about here in Ohio fighting the virus and moving Ohio forward. And frankly, I'm focused on that every single day. So Look, I have respect for Liz Cheney. I have respect for the former president, but I'm focused on what my job is right now, and that's to fight the virus, get Ohio moving forward, protect the people of the state.
All right, Governor Mike DeWine, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.